Hey, what's up, folks? It's Nick Norelli from Rightly Dividing the Word of Truth, bringing you my first ScreenFlow screencast, I guess you would call it. Um, and really, all I wanted to do, I want to talk about a couple of things on my computer. Just take a couple of minutes and really test out some of this new software that I've gotten to go with the new hardware. Um, First thing to mention is I am running a MacBook Pro 15.4-inch monitor. It's got the Retina display, which means the resolution I believe is like 2560 by 1440. Really crisp. I don't know how this background is going to render to the video, but what I'm looking at, this is really crisp. I believe that's the Chicago skyline. I'm not from Chicago. I just happen to like the way this picture looks, and I like dark wallpapers because when I have all three monitors on, I have the two displays to my left and right, and they're both 24-inch displays, pretty big. When all three monitors are on, if I don't have dark wallpapers, the light, it's a little overwhelming when it's darker in the room. During the day, I'm not on the computer so much. I'm at work, so really, it's when I get home in the evening that I'm sitting here looking at these screens. So just the brightness was too much, even with the screens dimmed. That being said, on this particular thing, on this MacBook, I have OS 10 Mavericks. It's like version 10.9.2 or something. And I have nothing else to compare it to. This is my first Apple computer. First Apple computer. Don't really know anything else. I've always had Windows machines. And my Toshiba, which I got this really, I don't know if I want to say to replace, at least not initially. I had in my head that I'd always be using a Windows machine. And, I still believe that's true, but what I've come to find out is for most of my computing needs, I'm not a big gamer, so, a Windows system is not an absolute must. I know hardcore gamers, they have to have giant custom built PCs with ridiculous specs and everything like that. I don't really need that. Um, So for what I do already, I'm finding that the MacBook can handle it, and it handles it very well. There are, however, a couple of programs for Windows that I absolutely wanted on this machine. And, in light of that, I decided to get Parallels 9, which is a virtual machine that you can run Windows inside of. And along with Parallels, got Windows 8.1. I never used Windows 8, so I don't know how different 8.1 is from 8. But I've used Windows 7 and Windows XP and Windows Vista and even Windows 98. I've used all of them extensively, and 8.1 is completely different. So if I just swipe the screen, you see here we have the Windows 8.1 running in Parallels. Very convenient. Again, I'm on a MacBook, so I have the Magic Trackpad built in. If I had an iMac or something, I'd have to buy a trackpad to be able to swipe like this. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know how the Apple Magic Mouse works. Um, Give me one second. So that being the case, the reason I really wanted Windows on this machine is so I can run BibleWorks, and you'll see I have it right here. I'm going to boot it up in a second, but I want to talk about some other stuff real quick. So if you look down here in the dock, you see that I have Accordance Bible software. I believe it's the 10th version. And then right next to it, Logos 5. And both of these run natively on the Mac. They run great. I'll boot them up in a second and show you how it all works. And BibleWorks, apparently now you have the option. There's a few different ways you could run it on a Mac. One is through Boot Camp, natively. I didn't want to go that route because then I'd have to. The version I have is one of the earliest versions. BibleWorks had sent it for review. I still have to review it. Sadly, I've just not had the chance. I haven't really taken advantage of any of the new features. So anything I'd say about it would really be what I've already said about BibleWorks 8. It is coming though. I promise I will review it at some point in the future. But that being the case, I would have had to buy these upgrade DVDs, and um, you know, I really didn't want to go that way. I didn't want to do the boot camp option anyway, because I didn't want to have to partition the drive. I'm not the most tech savvy dude in the world, but with Parallels, installing it was pretty easy. Putting Windows 8 on it was pretty easy. I was kind of proud of myself for being able to handle it. But, it all worked. It works well. Again, you can see the swiping there. I'm Windows 8.1 here, Mac OS 10. Excuse me. So, with that being the case, it would seem kind of silly to get Windows 8.1 just to run one Bible software program. My Toshiba's still working. I can still use BibleWorks on it. So what's the point? Well, there's a couple of other things I want to be able to run in Windows as well. If you look down here, you see I have Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. I have the whole Microsoft Office suite. And I'm just not a big fan of how these programs operate on the Mac. They're designed for Windows computers. They, to me, in my experience, with just fiddling around with these and my years of using them on a PC, I like them much better on a Windows machine. It's bottom line. So if I could run these programs in Parallels and have that native experience, I'm gonna take advantage of that. For the Mac, I like Pages, I like Keynote. I think they work well. They were designed for this system, and they work very well. No complaints whatsoever. I much prefer them when I'm using OS 10 than when I'm, than using the Microsoft products. So eventually, I am going to get them. No rush on that right now. But that being said, let's talk about this Bible software real quick. I just want to show you how quick everything boots. So I'm going to click on Accordance. You see 1 bounce, 2, and it's open. Boom. Opens to Matthew 9 and 37. That's the last scripture I looked at. I'll probably do a screencast when I do the review for this. I don't want to say too much. Accordance, I guess I have to send them a copy of my review so they could fact check it and make sure I didn't mess anything up. And I'm fine with that. I just want to show you how quick it boots up. Very easy to navigate. You could add parallel panels or whatever. So I got an ESV open. I could add the King James. When you hover over a word, you could see both of these texts are tagged. So same words will pop up in each. So that's that. So let's get out of there. But you saw how quick that loaded. Just 2 bounces, open right away. Logos, let's see how long that takes. Matter of fact, let's go back to Accordance real quick and quit. We don't want anything slowing it down. Logos, one long bounce, then it signs in. Definitely takes a little longer. When I logged in last night, it installed some updates. There you go, their patented music. It installed some updates. It indexed my library, so it shouldn't have to do all that now. But because I have so many resources in Logos, it's always going to take a little longer to load. I have something like 2,500 if you look at 2,686. Alright. So it takes a little while to load. That's nothing new. It did that on the on my Windows computer as well. And here it is, just, you know, very simple. So let's close out of that. And you know, everybody knows how Logos works. Pick your thing, whatever. If I want to open the ESV, there we go. Do that. Resize it. Voila. So let's exit out of there. So you know, Logos, it's fast, but it's not lightning fast. It's never really been known for speed like that. It's not like Accordance or BibleWorks, where they're super fast. They're, you know, slimline for doing exegesis. Yeah, they have libraries with other books, but you don't get Accordance because you want access to their vast commentary selection. You don't get BibleWorks because you want you know, all of Jim West's commentaries on the entire Bible. You know, you get Logos for that. Logos, it's a digital library. It has all of the capability to do exegesis as either of these other two programs, but not to do it as quickly. That being said, let's swipe over to Windows 8.1. Here's BibleWorks. Click on it. There you go. As you see, I mean, it takes longer than Accordance, definitely, but not long at all. Faster than Logos. And there you have it. Here's the fourth panel. What am I in? I'm in the ESV there. Okay. Let's see. Here we have it open to, I searched for the word groanings today. I knew it was in Romans 8. I just want the exact verse. I was writing something this morning. So there you go, 8 and 26. I think now, let's run a quick search, whatever. Let's do Jesus, but we want just Jesus, not any verses with Jesus Christ. So we'll do an exclamation point, Christ. So that'll give us the period Jesus will give us Jesus. The exclamation Christ will exclude Christ. And here we go. So, I mean, how long did that take? 684 verses, 2 forms, 712 hits, and 0.06 seconds. Still lightning fast. You know, I don't know that it would be any quicker on my PC as it is on the Mac. And if it is, maybe 0.05 seconds, you know. Well, to me, it doesn't seem like you lose any of the functionality. Let's look something up. Here we go. Let's look it up in the lexicon browser. I want to see Lo Anita. There we go. Yeah, so that's that. As you can see, it's pretty quick. And yeah, that's it. I mean, opens quick. Couldn't be happier. It's nice to have both programs. I'm sure one of these days I'll do a comparative review of Accordance and BibleWorks. Again, you know, I put Logos in a different category altogether, so I want to really compare that. I put it like this. It's not that you can't compare them, but I use Logos for different purposes, so I wouldn't compare them. That being said, Logos, bar none, is the best in terms of their mobile platform. I absolutely love the Logos app on my phone. I was using a Galaxy S2 for a couple of years. Loved it on there. Love it even more on my Galaxy S5. Fantastic. So easy to navigate. So many features and functions. Honestly, I like it better than the full-fledged program for either Mac or Windows. That's just the honest to God truth. Love it on my Kindle. Love it on my iPad. Fantastic. Their mobile platform is the best. I have the Accordance app for my iPad, and you know, if I'm honest with you, I'm really not crazy about it. The full program for the computer is so much better. So I really don't even use the Accordance on my iPad. I just use Logos, and you know, I have the added benefits of being able to read any of my thousands of books and logos, and it's just like I'm holding a book, except obviously it's not a printed page. There's no smell, there's no sound that comes from turning the page, and all the things that we love about real paper books. But yeah, so that's that. Let me close out of that, swipe back over. Yeah, so just want to yap a little bit, try ScreenFlow, and talk about these Bible software programs. I'll see you guys later. God bless.